name is Britta Guldmann and I'm a Conversational AI specialist at Artificial Solutions. Can you imagine a digital assistant that's not able to respond to inputs like hello, thank you, and goodbye? If you want to know how Teneo can help you handle these kind of user inputs, then keep on watching.
In this video, we're going to talk about how to create a solution with the Teneo dialog resources and how to customize the answers. The Teneo dialog resources is a collection of pre-built intents that cover frequent user inputs and small talk questions like hello, goodbye, how are you, and other fundamental dialogue capabilities that any conversational AI project should have. These intents can be reused in a wide range of contexts, and you can easily add them when you create a new solution. To create a solution with pre-built intents, first click on the New button in the top right corner. Then select the language. Choose English. Instead of creating an empty solution, choose Create from Template. The English dialog resources will automatically be selected because we have selected English as a language. Click Next to continue. Finally, give your solution a name and click OK to create the solution. This will take a couple of minutes. Now let's open the solution. Let's go to tryout and test some of the inputs that the Teneo dialog resources can understand. Before you send any input to tryout, do remember to wait until the engine has started and the machine learning model training has completed. You can see that the Teneo dialog resources can handle these common inputs very well. They understand the input and they provide a sample answer. However, the bot's name is a bit strange, right? In your project, you probably want to give the bot a more human-like name such as Jack or Mary. Let's have a look at how you can do that. The dialog resources contain a few global variables such as the bot name. You can find them in Solution Global Variables. There's a variable called lib_s_botname, which contains the name of the bot. Let's go into edit mode and update the name. The other three global variables are useful in many use cases as well. The lib_s company name contains the name of the company. By default, the company name is our company, Artificial Solutions. You will want to change that to your own company name, for instance, Microsoft. The next variable is called lib_s user first name. This variable is used in a flow called users telling his name, to store the user's first name when the user says something like, hello, my name is Jack. Keep in mind that according to the personal data protection law in some countries, such as the GDPR in Europe, you might not want to store these kind of personal data. Later, I will show you how you can avoid that. The last variable is lib_s user time zone. This variable stores the bot's time zone and is set to Central European Time per default. You will want to adjust the value to reflect the time zone of the region where your bot is deployed. Now, let's save all the changes we've made by clicking Save All. And then let's go back to tryout and ask for the bot's name again. You can see that the bot's name has changed. The Teneo dialog resources contain around 100 intents per language. Sometimes there will be some intents that you do not wish to use in your use case, as for instance, the flow user is telling his name that I mentioned before. You can disable this flow if collecting the user's name is not relevant to you. Select the flow and click Disable in the toolbar. When the flow is disabled, it will not be triggered, not even if the input matches the requirements on the trigger. You can also choose to delete the flow if you know for sure that you will not be needing it. Click the Delete button in the toolbar. Deleted content will be moved to the recycle bin. You can find it at the bottom left. From here, you can restore documents by clicking on the Restore button at the top left corner. Now this flow has been restored. Click OK to continue. Let's move on to the next flow you may need to customize. Select Dialog, Conversational, Bot Functionality. You will see a flow called The User Asks About Artificial Solutions. Let's say you want to change it to your company, for instance, Microsoft. First, open the flow in edit mode. You can choose Edit in the top ribbon bar, or you can right-click and choose Edit in the drop-down menu. Let's first change the flow name. Click on the Flow tab in the top left corner. Choose Properties and change the value in the name field. You can also change the value in the description field. Now click on the back arrow in the top left to go back to the flow view. Choose the trigger of this flow. You can see that it contains several positive examples, a TLML syntax match, and a class match. The syntax field contains a language object corresponding to artificial solutions. Let's change that to Microsoft.nn.lex. You can check our documentation on Teneo.ai for more about naming conventions of language objects. Now let's modify the class match. The user intent examples in the trigger are only for testing purposes, so we need to go to the class manager to modify the training examples of the class. You can use Ctrl plus left click to open the class manager. Click the Edit button in the top ribbon bar. You can first change the name of the class to TDR_Microsoft. Then let's change the company name to Microsoft in the training data. Click on one of the example questions and then use Ctrl-A to select all. Then press Ctrl-C to copy them. Open a notepad or similar on your computer and paste in the training examples. Replace all entries of artificial solutions with Microsoft. And copy all the examples again. Go back to the class manager and first click the Remove button to remove existing training data. Then right-click on the training data field and paste in all the new examples. Click on Save in the top right corner and close the class manager. Now let's go back to the trigger and update the positive examples. Select any of the positive examples and press Ctrl-A to select all. Click on the Delete button in the top right corner, then click on the example field and paste in all the examples you edited before. Now finally, let's modify the answer text. Click on the output node and first change the name. Then change the output text. Save by clicking the Save button in the top ribbon bar and close the flow. Now let's go back to tryout and restart it. Send an input in tryout after the model training has completed to test the changes that we just made. In the examples, we've seen a couple of the pre-built intents in the Teneo dialog resources, but there's much more. The content is organized in folders to make it easy to find. In the Teneo dialog resources, you will also find a sample SafetyNet flow to handle the intents that your bot could not understand. There's also a sample greeting message flow, which will be fired every time a new session starts. Using the Teneo dialog resources in your solution gives your bot a quick head start in terms of creating human-like conversational experiences and having basic conversational capabilities. All the intents work out of the box, although we do recommend that you review the answers to make sure that they are aligned with your brand. In this video, we've learned how to create a solution with pre-built intents and how to customize the content. If you have any questions or comments, then please raise your hand in the Teneo developers community and our advanced developers will be happy to help you.